You're listening to Nothing's Off the Table, the podcast where no subject is too taboo to discuss. Now, please welcome your hosts, Andy Barker and Lou Del Pree. Well. Welcome back, everybody, to Nothing's Off the Table. As you can see, Lou is not with us this evening, but that's okay. He had some personal business he had to attend to, but that's okay because we have a guest tonight that I know very little about, but I'm looking very forward to getting to know more about. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome everyone to the show, Todd America. Hello, Todd.
Hello, citizens. Hello. Welcome. Thank you for joining me while I am joining you.
So, I read somewhere that you're a superhero of sorts.
I'm a man of America. You may call me super, you may call me anything you want, but I'm a man of America, and I'm here to protect America. And I'm here to protect you on my behalf. Why? Because I'm Todd America.
Well, I greatly appreciate that, Todd. Do I have to call you Todd America?
America, please.
So I have to say Todd America every time?
You can call me anything you want, just don't call me a communist traitor.
Oh, all right. So I can't call you Hillary. Got it.
Is this a funny show or is this a serious show? I have to know what we're doing.
All the above. Nothing's off the table with this show.
Nothing's off the table.
Yeah, nothing is off the table.
That's the name of this show, isn't it?
That you are on top of it, sir. It must be the power.
Yes, I am on top of it. I'm on the top of a lot of things, actually. I'm on top of saving America. You know why? Because I'm Todd America.
I was about to say you just broke your own rule, pal. Let's not have that. We can't. Let's make a rule right now. Let's not set the standard and double it.
The only rules I have include not allowing Joe Biden to fly airplanes or speak.
Well, there's my next question. Thank you for jumping the gun. So I was going to say, I would assume that you are a conservative-minded individual.
Is that a joke question? Now, is this a comedy show?
No, but it's not a joke question.
Yes, I'm conservative. What do I look like? Do I look like a red commie bastard?
It must be the power of the mullet.
Yes, I do have a mullet, actually. I don't use product in this mullet. Actually, it's all natural.
Wow. You know what's really cool is that when you did that, I got green flashes for some reason. It was amazing.
Well, that's because I use highlights.
Highlights from Chernobyl?
This is a funny show, isn't it?
It can be, sure.
No, not Chernobyl. Not Chernobyl. I'm sorry. I'm just being. I just came from an emergency, and I'm a little stressed, but I feel okay now. I'm starting to get my composure along with my Todd America free merch. What is this? Oh, I can't. It's flickering in the light. My free merchandise is available wherever American patriotism is sold.
You know, we have a listener made a comment in the room. He wants to know, has Todd America ever been hit by any cars? I'm sensing a little TBI.
Yes, actually, Todd America has been hit by cars. But Todd America is not a bumper sticker. Todd America is the face and being of freedom. Well, I was hit actually by a car not too long ago, but I let that person go. You know why? Because that person was a true American, and I believe in supporting America. Why? Because I'm Todd America.
Todd America. So is that your first name?
Todd America?
Yeah.
It's a name. It's a name like any other name, like USA.
Well, I ask because, you know, my name's Andy Barker, but I don't go around saying, hey, call me Andy Barker. Andy's fine.
That's because you're not Todd America.
Well, this is very true.
But I'm not full of myself. No, I'm full of American pride. That's what I'm full of. And I want the American people to be full of American pride. Because if there's one thing I can't stand any more of, is all the wiltum going on in our world. People not standing up for what's true. What we have to say, we have to speak out. We can't keep putting up with all this ridiculousness going on in our world.
So let me ask you a question, and this is half in jest, but just so that the listeners know, what are your pronouns?
The only pronouns I have is USA. That's what my pronouns are. And America, you can call me Todd America or Todd USA. Just don't call me a commie bastard or anything associated with Joe Biden.
So what you're saying is you're better off dead than red, is what you're saying.
I did not say that, but you did.
I
But
did.
you saw Andy Barker,
But
not
I
Todd America.
but I formed it in a question.
Yes, you did. Are we on Jeopardy now?
It could be.
I'm sorry. Am I being brash?
You're being Todd America.
Well, I'm just flummoxed a name that Todd Showalter. Do you know Todd? I'm mistaken for this guy all of the time, but he drags me now to these interviews. And I'm in the middle of my Todd tunnel, which doesn't have a toilet, okay? And he says, we're going to do a show today. I say, Todd, even though I'm Todd, he says, we're going to do a show. He doesn't allow me to use the Todd tunnel toilet because there isn't one. And next thing you know, I'm talking to you.
Wow. Well, Todd's a great guy. You know, it's funny. You kind of resemble him a little bit.
Yes, I get that a lot, and so does he. But we have nothing in common aside from Todddom.
Freedom-loving Americans.
Yes, something like that. Something like that.
So tell us a little bit about
I'm
yourself,
not trans.
Todd
You want to talk about trans? I once had a Trans Am car. You say, why? You're Todd America. Don't you fly? No, I don't fly. Not all superheroes fly, but I did have a Trans Am, but it had nothing to do with transgender.
You know, it's funny, speaking of Trans Ams, and since you brought cars up and transmissions, that's what I call Bud Light is tranny fluid.
That was very funny. I'm laughing on the inside, but I'm staying serious on the outside because I'm Todd America.
Oh, so Todd America doesn't laugh? What? You know what's funny is that you probably have more in common with Todd Showalter than you realize.
I get that a lot. I do, actually. He's a good man, he is, actually, except for, well, I guess you heard about the incident. But I mean, besides that, he's a very good man. But seriously, we have nothing in common aside from the fact that we're Todds and we have similar hair.
That's incorrect because, you know, I can't seem to get a word in with him either. It's remarkable.
He told me you'd say that. He told me he did say that. He's kind of going to be my chief of staff, you know.
Oh, are you running for office?
Why not? Everyone else is.
Okay.
Do you think that bumbling boob in the office right now got put there on his own? I think, why can't we rig something so that I can become president?
Why not? If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander, right?
What is a goose and a gander? Is that some type of code?
It's commie code. I wouldn't expect you to understand it. So tell us about who Todd America is. Where did you grow up? What got you to be Todd America?
I appeared. One day I wasn't there. The next day I was. And that's how Todd America became. He just appeared out of nowhere, actually. And sometimes I feel like I'm nowhere and going nowhere. But then I realized that I'm in the only country that has freedom, damn it. And now I know I'm in America. So I am somewhere. And you know who I am. And you know where I am. So where are you and who am I or where did he go?
I am so confused right now. But look, Karen Drilley joins us in the room. Do you know Karen?
I have no idea. I do know a Karen. I know a Karen that, well, she was a manager at Applebee's. And she was a mean and measly little bitch. And I tell you what, just because I wanted my riblets replaced, because Todd America does not eat cold riblets, you would have thought I asked her for the moon. And the next thing you know, she's calling me all kinds of nasty Karen names. And I don't want to go into it anymore. But no, I do not know. What's her name?
Karen.
I just told you. I knew Karen from Applebee's.
It's not Karen from Applebee's. You know what? I'm at a loss for words for once. This doesn't happen very often.
Well, you're the host of the show. You lose words. The next thing you know, you're going to lose your patriotism. And you lose your patriotism, you're going to lose your freedom, damn it. And when you've lost your freedom, you're going to be a Joe Biden wimp. And you're not going to have any America to stand on anymore.
I will never lose my patriotism, my friend. However, so you just appeared kind of like a fart in the wind. Is what
something like that. I don't like to actually. When people ask me the scientific way, how did you actually appear? I don't say as flatulence in the wind. I say I just appeared like an eagle's feather or something. I don't know. I just appeared. There was danger, and when danger called, I had to be there. The next thing you know, I was there.
So, can you explain, or is there even a quantum physics theory as to how you just appeared?
Look, I'm not going to go into like, oh, that's what the Democrats do. Okay, the Democrats are going to always say, I'm not going to look at the past. Okay, you apparently want to look at the past about how I became and how I appeared. So I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. I looked in the mirror one day and I didn't see anything. I looked again and there I was, Todd America. Is that good?
I sense a lot of anger.
Not anger. No,
Do you-
this is bold bravado.
Did Daddy not hug you enough?
Daddy, I didn't have it, Daddy. I didn't have a
That
mommy either.
that
When
can
you appear,
explain
you
a
don't
lot.
have appearing parents. You just appear out of nowhere.
So you're just poof, and there you were.
I am not a poof. I am not a poof of anything. I am Todd America. Ask me a question. Ask me. Showalter said you're going to ask me some patriotic questions. What is all this poof and flatulence we're talking about?
Well, that's our current administration.
Yes, it is. What
Well,
an embarrassment that thing is. I cannot even call him a man. He's an embarrassment, a total embarrassment, not only to the presidency, but to humankind, even to the animal kind, even the plant kind. Because you know what I think he is, don't you? I think he's actually a melon. I think he's a melon that speaks. So he is a travesty to the entire fruit and vegetable world.
I'm not quite sure how you feel about that. Maybe you need to
I'm
expound a
passionate
little.
about it. I'm
So,
passionate about it, just like I'm passionate about America. And you know why I am passionate about America? Because I'm Todd America. You know why you should be passionate about America? Because you're Americans and you're about to lose it.
I'm about to lose it, all right. That's a whole different story. So, talk to me about this Hunter Biden thing.
Hunter Biden is a disgusting little piece of trash. You know, I was once called to an emergency that involved him, and I said, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to do it because it has something to do with some type of IT technology. And I said, I don't want to see porn on any of your IT software or computers or anything like that. Because if there's one thing that Todd America does not need, and that is porn, and that is all that despicable trout face has, is porn.
Cocaine is
That
a
like
hell of a drug.
donut powder under his nose.
Let me play that again since you missed it.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yes, that's what it is. I'm going to have a sip right now out of my Todd America merchandise mug.
that nobody can. Oh, now we can kind of sort of.
You can kind of see it.
Yeah. Karen says that she thinks you're a vampire if you saw nothing in the mirror.
Is this a comedy? What is it? I hang on. I'm sorry. Apparently, I'm being too bold again. Yes, I'm a vampire, Karen. Did you write that joke, or did Andy write it for you?
Well, that's one of our listeners making a comment in the room.
Is she an
so
American?
I would say no.
Well, then I don't know why she's listening to this program right now. Go back to your communist hellhole and tell us how it is, will you?
Wait,
Send me a postcard, but it won't get here very fast because the mail doesn't work. Because
Did you
everything's
say-
falling apart in America.
Did you ask if she was an American or not an American?
I asked if she was an American. I only care about the Americans. I don't
Oh, of
care
course
about
she's-
the ones that aren't.
Of course she's an American.
Is she?
I kind of misheard you through all the bravado.
Prove it to me.
I don't need to prove shit.
Not you.
Oh.
You're Andy Barker. You're
That's right.
hosting the show, but you're at a loss for words, which makes you a very, very questionable host.
Well, this is the great thing about having you on the show. It doesn't matter if I talk or not. I got you.
Well,
you're
know
doing
I
enough
am.
for three of us.
Well, sometimes I talk and I don't even have any words coming out.
Like, I don't know, the last 14 minutes. Anyway, so what does Todd America like to do for fun?
Oh, Todd America likes all types of patriotic activities, he does. Sometimes I sing Yankee Diddle Dandy in like Cole's dressing rooms with no clothes on. But then I walk out and I have my headband on, and I always get such a charge out of the amusement and shock by the other customers' faces.
I was
I
gonna
found that funny.
I was gonna ask if you'd like to share a little sample, but I don't think my ears or my listeners' ears could take it at this point.
No, I don't think they could.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of maxing them out massively.
Them out.
Right.
Now, when it comes to patriotism, I'd like to take a poll. Who in this room is patriotic? Well, that would be me. Andy, are you patriotic?
Of course.
Then I'd like for you to sing me a patriotic song. Will you please?
Go fuck your mother. There we
Nope,
go.
that is not one. That is not one at all. That is something that Hunter Biden would do.
Ew.
Ask me something profound.
Profound. Well, I asked you a profound question earlier, and you just kind of skirted around it. So
I do not ask me any direct question, and I will give you a direct answer. That's the
I
other thing I hate about today's politicians. They can't give you a direct answer. They have to say, go into this long, rambling explanation of gibberish before they'll even answer the question, and then they don't answer the question.
okay, I've got one for you. What is a woman?
A woman is a person that has the chromosomes of a woman with big or small tatas, and also does not have a wheezer, but has something else in between her legs that can give birth to human children.
Oh, okay.
Was that
So
so hard? Was that so hard? Should you make me a Supreme Court justice now? Because apparently it's hard for some people. I don't think it's that hard. It's something that a 2-year-old knows, but apparently somebody that's trying to get on the Supreme Court can't answer the question.
there's a question from a listener in the room. Which Todd is married to your wife, you or Todd Showalter?
Todd America is not married. Todd America is married to America. Okay? That's who Todd America is married to. America and this beautiful country of ours. It's going down a toilet like toilet paper in some type of gas station restroom that's soiled and has horrible vending machines. That's what's happening to our America right now. But Todd America is not married to any human. He's not married to any animal or vegetable. Todd America is married to America.
Okay, which Todd is married to the
What is
Mrs.?
this? Jeopardy again?
Yeah,
Is this
well,
about my chief of staff or about me?
look. You wanted questions, you're getting questions.
You're right.
Don't
You're
be a
right.
Democrat. Don't be
I'm
like the
right.
Democrats.
You're
And
exactly right, and I'll admit it when I'm wrong.
so, anyway, it's kind of a redundant question. I do want to ask your opinion. Is transgender a lifestyle or is it a mental condition?
It's a mental condition. There's no way about it. I mean, that's an easy one. That's what I call a softball question. Anybody that doesn't say it isn't, or that says it's some type of lifestyle. And let me tell you something. What they're doing to our children, they're indoctrinating them. They're giving them attention. They're saying, well, if you act like you're a girl, even though you have a wheezer, or you act like you're a boy, even though you don't have a wheezer, we'll give you special attention. So now everybody who's a child wants to act like they're a trans kid, which is ridiculous and is ruining our children, is ruining their childhoods, and is ruining America.
Oh, we get to the root of it right there. So what do you think about all these kids? Better yet, what do you think about these school districts that are allowing, I don't know, cat boxes for these kids that think they're cats?
Well, here's what I would do. If I had a child, and I don't because America is my child, I take care of it just like a little puppy that was just born, even though it's older than I am. But if I had a child that thought he was a cat, like a feline, that I'm assuming you're saying, and he wanted to like pee in a litter box, I would feed it cat food until it threw up. And then I'd say, look, you aren't a cat after all, are you, damn it?
But that was not the question that I
What
asked.
was the question? I'm sorry.
I asked about the school districts.
Oh, the
What's
school
your
district. Well, the school
yeah?
district, it's absolutely a travesty. It's a travesty. Why don't you just teach them how to read and write and do something besides, whether or not you're an animal or not? I would have problems. I would, Andy Barker. If I had to go, I'm going to call you by both names now because I'm Todd America. I feel it's only fair to you. But if I were to go into a school and they said, look, we're not going to teach arithmetic or reading. We're going to teach your child whether he's a feline or she's a feline or not. I would say I want my child out of there right now. Out of there. I want him in American in school. I want her to know patriotism. I want her to know how to do arithmetic, how to read, things like that. Not whether or not he was a boy or a girl or a cat or a dog. That's just pure nonsense.
Well, since you brought up curriculum and whatnot, what are your thoughts on the critical race theory?
Critical race theory is bringing racism. You never can fight racism with racism. So that is absolutely a travesty also. Teaching children that they should feel guilty for crimes of the past, which were crimes of the past. But I think we've been past that. We've tried our best to get over it. And now by making our children pay for that, when they weren't even born, when the children that are supposed to be now better than them weren't even born, I think it's a travesty. And I think it's something that the white liberals are doing just to kind of appease themselves and get attention themselves. But to do that to our children, horrible. Did I use the word travesty yet? Because if I haven't, I will. It's a travesty.
Only about 10 times. So Karen brings up an excellent point. She says,
Is
"So Todd,
it Karen our only guest? Is it Karen from Applebee's or not?
we've discussed this. I'm going back to Joey, and yes, I agree. You've had multiple TBIs. So Todd America is married to Lady Liberty. He said
There
America
it
is
is.
his child,
Yes, yes, I like that. That's that. Now that was clever. That was clever.
and she also says erasing history only allows us to repeat history all over again.
That was profound. It looks like somebody read their history book, didn't they? I
Well,
said they, but I didn't mean it as a pronoun. It was either a he or a she, whoever said that. If you think you're a they, you're not multiple people. Then you have another psychiatric problem, okay? Go and check yourself into the cuckoo's nest. But you're not a they.
wow. Okay, let's bring it right back around. So let's talk a little bit about these so-called mental health providers, these
Yes,
psychiatrists, these psychologists, social workers that are pushing the transgender agenda.
right,
What are
right.
your thoughts on them?
It's more money for them, isn't it? You look at all the money that the pharmaceutical companies are making by when you have to trans someone. That's not something you do with an aspirin or a Flintstones chewable. You have to give them all kinds of drugs, all kinds of things to make them go on with this. Now you're ruining their lives, you're ruining everything about them, but you're making a buck about it, off of it, I should say. And so these so-called professionals that are milking this and encouraging it, it's all money, greedy money, and it's nothing about the patients or the American children that they're destroying.
Let me tell you my thoughts on it.
What are your thoughts, Andy Barker, as I'm going to call you from now on?
So my thoughts are this: at the point where they're pushing the agenda, they're no longer providers. They should be stripped of their licenses, and they are activists. Not only should they be stripped of their licenses, but they should be charged with child abuse.
I totally agree, Andy Barker. That was profound. And if I had trumpets, I would play it right now.
So you blow is what you're saying.
Sometimes I do, but in a good way.
So that brings up another topic. Do you was there a little smile there? Did I see?
Well, I thought that was a rather humorous little line you had. Whether or not you had it planned or not, I don't care because it's your show, Andy Barker.
So speaking of blowing in instruments, do you play any instruments?
Yes, I do.
Skin flute?
No, I don't. I play my comb. I wrap a piece of tissue paper over it and I blow it when I'm not combing the mullet.
Well, I that's pretty amazing because I was taking you for a spoons kind of guy.
Was that a humorous joke you just made?
I don't know. Did you laugh?
I can't remember. I mean, I'm trying to really be cordial.
Oh, well, you don't have to be cordial on this show.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I don't know that was an answer to, but I'll take it. Thank you.
I'm sorry. My nipple's falling out because
Oh,
was so heated there for a second.
well, it happens. You know, I have that effect on people. What types of emergencies does Todd America respond to?
Thank you for asking that question. Now, that's a good question, Andy Barker, because I'm asked to respond to a lot of emergencies. Some of them I don't think are emergencies. Some of them I just think are panic attacks. I've been alerted about fires, major fires, that I'll say I think this is just a panic attack. But if it has to do with patriotism in America, I am there. If anybody feels oppressed, if anybody feels that their rights are being taken away, if you're taking away your guns, your right to talk, Todd America is there. And it's anything that's going to enforce communism or anything that's going to possibly tear down American pride, Todd America is there to defend it. That's the kind of thing that Todd America defends, and I consider those the worst crimes of all time.
That sounds
winded right there.
Yeah, that sounds great considering I wasn't really listening. Harry, no, that's not Jim McMahon. That's Todd America.
Jim McMahon was a good man until he got hit in the head too many times playing for the Chicago Bears. I do remember Jim McMahon. In fact, I saved him one time. He got his thumb stuck in a potato peeler, and I had to pull him out. But here's the thing. The only reason I did it is because Jim McMahon, he is an American. Now, he doesn't remember that he is, but he did at one particular time remember before getting too many concussions and hitting the head, which does happen in football. But football is an all-American sport, and that's why I like it, along with baseball. But baseball takes too long, so I'll go for the football. Hockey, on the other hand, that's a little too Canadian for me. I like the pace of it. But football, that's an all-American sport, and that's why Jim McMahon got his thumb out of the potato peeler.
The Bears.
The Bears are right.
That bears. Karen says Todd America needs to be an emotional support friend.
Is it the same Karen? Can we just bring her on the show? Is she in my cave? Where is she?
I imagine she's at her house watching from the comfort of her living room, potentially.
What did you want to know? What
I
now?
don't know. I don't know.
Are
Doesn't
they out of
matter.
riblets at Applebee's or what?
Sure, So, what are riblets?
Riblets are the finest food ever invented because they aren't really ribs or they're not lets. They're not anything really. It's kind of like grape nuts. There's no grapes, there's no nuts. It's like a riblet. There's no rib because it's called a riblet. It is supposed to be pork spare ribs, but it's not. It's made out of some type of synthetic plastic, but it tastes awfully good. And I like it. Whenever I feel like standing up for America, I always do it better after I've had a big plate of riblets.
So, McDonald's is a very American company.
Well, not anymore because the ice cream machines are always broken. And there's nothing more American than ice cream. And when your ice cream is broken, by a machine, I should say, then you're not American anymore. So I'm sorry, McDonald's has become communist, in my opinion. Plus, the hamburgers are much smaller. Am I talking too much?
Yes.
Todd Showalter taught me that. He says, you talk too much like me. You're going to be mistaken for him. I said, Todd, you're a boob. You can't mistake me, Todd America, for you. And then he goes off in his merry way. But did you ask me about McDonald's becoming communist? Because I don't know if they actually are, but the hamburgers have gotten smaller. And the Happy Meals. Has a Happy Meal ever made you happy? I've never gotten happy from a Happy Meal. I just open it. I say, wow, these French fries, there's only a few of them. That actually made me sad.
So when was the last time you took your Ritalin?
I don't take drugs. I don't need drugs. You know why? Because I'm pure 100 USA red, white, and blue. That's what I am. That's the only thing pumping through these veins. Red, white, and blue blood, because that's what I am. An all-American, and you know what they call me, don't you? Todd America, Andy Barker. Not Todd America, Andy Barker, just Todd America.
Hey, so Harry wants to know if they have, if where you're at, wherever that may be, if
it's
you
a secret location known as the Todd Tunnel.
In-N-Out Burger. Do you have In-N-Out Burger where you're at?
No, that's a fine place in Los Angeles, which I used to like. I enjoyed the In-N-Out Burger in Los Angeles, but then it became really fruity out there. They had that Gavin Newsom, who I don't know what in the heck he is. Talk about somebody. Is he a boy or is he a girl? Is he a girl? He's a boy. I really don't want to find out, but he's totally destroyed that entire state, and now they possibly want him to destroy our country. But we say we already have Joe Biden for that, but I guess he's going to keel over any day soon, but then we'll have Cackles, Kamala Harris. Can you imagine her stepping in? But then you got Gavin Newsom, and he's from California, but no, I've never been to an In-N-Out Burger here lately.
Holy shit. That was a hell of an answer.
Well, it wasn't a political answer. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten to the end of it. I just would have kept rambling and rambling and rambling and rambling. And the next thing you would have known, it would have been the end of your show, and I still would have been talking.
I find that so hard to believe. But I'm going to bring you back because I want to go back to McDonald's.
Yes, let's do
that. Is Todd America a fan of the McRib?
Well, let me tell you something. They don't have it often enough. When they bring it back, it's quite an occasion, kind of like the 4th of July. But the 4th of July is America's birthday, okay? So that's really not the McRib Day. But the McRib is similar to a riblet, only different because it's a McRiblet, isn't it? A riblet? Is it a riblet or a McRiblet? It's just not an Applebee's riblet.
Oh, okay. So Applebee's over McRib.
Well, they used to have breadsticks, and that always put them far ahead, but now they don't anymore.
Oh. Wow.
They don't have drive-thrus either. Have you ever noticed how long a McDonald's drive-thru is? And now sodas. You used to be able to get a soda for under $1, and now it's like $2. I say, come on, man. That's what Joe would say. But you know what? I mean it because when I say, come on, man, it has value to it. Unlike Joe Biden, when you know he's just lying about gibberish, okay?
Well, according to the Biden administration, the economy's great right now. Best it's ever been.
That's how we know he's a total boob. That's like me saying right now, look at this. I'm at the Ritz-Carlton. No, you're in a damn tunnel. But Joe would say, I'm at the Ritz-Carlton, all right? He lives in a delusional fantasy world. He wants us to join him. It's like the trans people. I'm a boy, even though you're a girl. Let's all play along. No, I don't want to. But that's like Joe. Everything's great. No, it's not. But let's play like it is. This isn't playtime. This is America, damn it. And we have to stand up and fight for it.
Good evening, Mr. Spencer. Brian Spencer joins us in the
Is Brian Spencer also known as Karen?
No.
If everybody on this show is Karen, I'm going to think you should call it the Andy Barker and Karen Show.
Well, that's why we don't pay you to think, Todd America. We just pay you to be American.
Oh, I think red, white, and blue is what I think. 24 hours a day and sometimes 25 because I get that extra hour of patriotism in my blood.
So you don't sleep.
I cannot sleep when there's so much destruction happening in our world. I have to be out and fight for it 24 hours a day. Well, what would happen while I slept?
So I'm just gonna throw this out there. I think you're failing in your mission.
To explain.
Well, you're here and you're not in Washington fixing stuff.
To be quite honest with you, I am not only here, I am in Washington. I'm in Washington in spirit. But here's the thing. I am in a tunnel. Joe Biden is in a basement, which basically hypothetically puts us in the same place at the same time. I'm actually getting something done, though, while Joe is snoring, eating the rest of Dorito crumbs off of his basement floor.
Oh, wow. So you mentioned earlier that he's not really running the country. Who do you
No,
think
he's not. He's a puppet.
Who do you think's running the country?
Barry's running the country. Barry, Barack Obama. He told me he was.
Did he now?
He said, am I doing a good job, Todd America? Because, I've been playing puppeteer with Joe for so long. And I said, Barry, I call him Barry because I'm Todd America, even though I think he is one of the worst presidents also. But I say, you know what? Joe can't remember his name. How is he going to remember how to read the cue cards and to read the teleprompter? And that's why they're going to have to bring cams in.
Karen, I can't take you and Todd America on the same show at the same time. There's no way my head will explode. That's why the phone lines are down right now. Love you, but I can't handle it right now. Wow, that just took me off course a little bit of where I was wanting to go.
I'm sorry. We should get back to America.
We should always get back to America. However, I think Biden's going to drop out soon.
I think so, too. I think you have a good point there, Andy Barker. Why do you think so? And I'll tell you why I do.
I think Michelle Obama's going to make a run for it.
I don't think so. I really don't think so. Because then she would have to prove that she really is Michelle Obama. Have you ever seen Michelle Obama pregnant? Any pictures of her pregnant?
No, but I watched a lot of Lethal Weapon.
I think Michelle Obama is really Al Roker. That is, and I'm going to stick to that.
That's Danny Glover.
You never see Al Roker and Michelle Obama in the same spot.
No, I got one better. It's not Al Roker. It's Danny Glover. Well, you notice when the Obamas came into office, Danny Glover stopped making movies.
Andy Barker, you have a good point there. So you're saying that actually Lethal Weapon 12 could have Michelle Obama in it?
In a roundabout sort of way.
I see what you're saying there.
Yeah.
That's very clever, Andy Barker.
Yeah.
I like that.
So,
did your parents name you Andy Barker? Is this like a stage name?
No, I just poofed appeared, and that was Andy Barker.
That's
kind of like a fart in the wind.
I'm laughing, not just in the head, but from the heart. From the heart, Andy Barker.
So, and here's why I say that. I make that claim because if you paid attention to the media in the last several weeks, they've made a really big deal about saying how she wasn't going to run and how she has no interest. And if you pay any attention to the Democratic playbook at all, they're going to tell you what they're going to do. You just have to listen.
That's called projection, Andy Barker.
It is.
That's exactly what they do. What they'll say, in fact, they'll do that in an evil way also. They'll be doing horrible things, but then they'll accuse someone else of doing something that they're actually doing. And I think that's a travesty. That's not what they do in America. You know what Thomas Jefferson once said, don't you? It wasn't that. But if he had said it, he would have said projection is something that only the Democrats do, and that's how you can tell that they're lying. The other way you can tell they're lying is because their mouths are moving, okay? That's all they do is lie and cheat.
There it is. So why do the Republicans not fight the way the Democrats do?
Because they've turned into wimps, total wimps. That's what I've been begging all of the people all over America to do. We have too many people that are just afraid. They're afraid they're cowards. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but they're cowards. I'm afraid I'm going to lose my job. I'm afraid my friends aren't going to like me. I'm afraid of this. Oh, the dog is going to look at me wrong. No, I'm sorry. It's time for us to be Americans. Show your American pride. Because if you don't, you're going to be working on a rice farm in the middle of Beijing somewhere. You've got to stand up. You've got to do the right thing.
See, that's where I disagree. I disagree with you.
Disagree?
We will not be working in rice paddies in Beijing because they're going to come over and take over our country. We'll be working in rice paddies right here in good old USSCA.
Not on my watch, Andy Barker. Not on my watch.
Not on mine
Not
either.
as long as Todd America is here to defend this country. And I'm here to defend it as long as this red, white, and blue blood pumps through my shoulders.
So, how many government watch lists do you think Todd America is on?
I would say millions, and that's okay, because that just means that, well, they're paying attention. If they weren't paying attention, then they wouldn't be.
Oh, look, a good friend of ours, or mine at least, Joey V. He said he just looked at Todd America's Facebook page. Why are there so many pictures of him with his shirt off?
Well, here's the thing. Todd America, in fact, I put on my Todd America jacket here because it's a little chilly in the Todd Tunnel. But a lot of times I like to let the nipples breathe because that's the American thing to do. Feel free. Why? Because we live in the land of freedom. And we live in the land of freedom, and that means the nipples should be free.
You know, not for nothing, but Todd Tunnel sounds pretty gay. Just saying.
Well, only those that want to think it is, but it's really not.
It sounds pretty gay to me. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, no, there's no gayness in the Todd Tunnel, let me tell you. I can assure you there's no gayness in the Todd Tunnel.
Well, what the hell is in the Todd Tunnel then?
Todd Tunnel is all American. It's all American. Not only, can't you see my flag back here? Does that say gay to you? Are you calling our American flag gay? No, I don't.
said Todd Tunnel sounds gay.
Oh, the Todd Tunnel sounds gay, doesn't it, Andy Barker? But that's to me like you're heckling me.
Well, maybe a little.
Because I have a sense of humor, because all good Americans do have a sense of humor, at least those that don't. And those that don't are called liberals. And liberals are the most pathetic, sad people I've ever met. Why can't they ever have joy in their lives? Why can't they smile? They're always so angry, like they have a wet diaper, which they may, as a matter of fact. It's because also they don't have jobs. They live in their parents' basements. And it's so pathetic. Joe lives in his basement. Look what a loser he is. And that's what the poor liberals are. They live in their parents' basement, and the parents have got to say, please, get out of my basement, Chaz. You have to go work at Applebee's or a McDonald's drive-thru or something. It's just pathetic.
I've been kind of saving this question because I have a feeling I know where it's going to go. But I got to ask.
Please ask. Don't be afraid.
Are you a Trumper? Are you a Trump guy?
Yes, 100,000 billion%. And I'm not afraid to shout it from the rooftops, which I can't fly from. Not all superheroes can fly. That is a misnomer. Batman could never fly. People tell me, Todd America, why don't you fly off that building? I go, why don't you take a flying leap? That's not what I do. Yes, I am 1,000 billion, million, trillion Trumps behind Trump. Why wouldn't you be? Why wouldn't you be? That man is working to save America. People have been brainwashed to think otherwise.
Joey says there's always free Tootsie Rolls in the Todd Tunnel.
Yes, there are. Oh, Joey. I know Joey. Is this Joey's Todd's friend?
Yes.
Yes. You want me to get Todd? No, Todd's cowering in the back. Joey, I hear so many good things about you, my good friend. I'm so glad you're joining us. Todd's in the fetal position over here. I waved to him, though. Hello.
Tootsie Rolls, man.
Tootsie Rolls in the Todd Tunnel. That is I kind of see what that would, I see the visual there, but there are no Tootsie Rolls in the Todd Tunnel.
Well, at least, never mind. I'm not even going there. I'm not eating ever again another Tootsie Roll. But so get back to Trump here.
Yes.
First time in the history of our country that our politicians are using the legal system against a political opponent.
Yes.
Thoughts on that, please.
Well, I think it's a travesty. I've used that word many times tonight, and that too is a travesty because the legal system is being abused all the way around. You have too many lawyers. Here's what's happening. You have kids that graduate from college, but they don't want to go to school, or they're going to work, rather. And so they have two options. They can go either live in their parents' basement as a liberal, or they can go to law school. So now everybody is a lawyer, but they have nothing else to do, so they sue people, and they have all kinds of problems and litigation just to give them busy time, okay? So everything you do now ends up in some type of litigation to get people that could have been a loser liberal living in their parents' basement something to do now because they're an attorney. And that's why Donald Trump is under all these mounds and mounds of legal problems because you have Chaz and Miriam over here that, again, aren't in their parents' basement, but they need some busy work to do with the legal system.
Wow. So have you been following the Fannie Willis trial at
Fannie
all?
Willis. I don't follow it. The only Fannie I follow is Mother Liberty's Fannie, okay? That woman has a Fannie on her, all right? Any
Wow.
woman, why would you, Andy Barker? Andy Barker is a good name. Todd America is a brilliant name. Not saying anything against Andy Barker, but I mean, Todd America is just a better name. That's all there is to it. But why would you name someone Fannie? You have that has to put some kind of like a hex on you as a child, don't you think? You could have been Sally, you could have been Carol, you could have been Karen, for God's sake. But no, you're going to name your child Fanny. I think the reason she's such a miserable woman is because her name is Fanny.
You could have named him Boy Named Sue, you know?
Yeah, something like that.
If you're a Johnny Cash fan. But I found interesting today, it was just released that there's a new complaint levied against her in the court systems for an illegal recording.
Yes, and what is that of, Andy Barker?
So apparently she contacted someone on Trump's legal team. Oh no, I'm sorry, it wasn't Trump. It was another gentleman. I'm brain farting his name right now. However, he's one of the co-defendants in the Trump trial.
Yes,
she contacted
Trump trial. Say that 50 times really fast. Trump trial.
Okay, man, I'm going to start muting you here in a minute. Anyway, so she contacted one of the legal team members and recorded him without his knowledge.
Yes, that's not a good thing to do. Unless he's doing something.
It's a felony in Maryland, state of Maryland, where this individual was at. So she's she's just chalking up the wins left and right, isn't she?
She certainly is. But what else can you expect from a woman named Fanny?
Fanny. Yeah, I think she got picked on quite a lot, which explains a lot of the hatred and just reckless abandon for the legal system.
Yes, I totally agree. And another thing I agree with is that when they make Tupperware bowls, they should make them so that the lids are secured to the bowl, so you don't lose the lid. Genius.
Do they even make Tupperware anymore?
Well, they do where I live, and that's America, damn it. And Tupperware is an American company built on American pride, which we don't have anymore, and we got to bring back. Because when we bring back American pride, we bring back America.
Wow. Did you think of that on your own?
What, do I look like I plagiarized something like Joe Biden? Did I say plagiarize or plagiarize?
You did. But, you can make up words. It's cool. If somebody can be a woman and feel like they're a man, why can't you make up your own words?
What is that all about? Do you just walk outside one day and say, oh boy, it's Tuesday, it's a little chilly out. I think I'll be Sally today. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't
get it. I don't get it.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Karen
if I was going to pretend to be someone, I'd pretend to be someone like Abraham Lincoln or someone that, now that's an idea. We should be trans historical figures. That's an idea, isn't it? We could identify as all the founding fathers, and then we could bring America back.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Count me in.
Yes, count you in. And I'm going to count you in for helping me save America, along with everyone watching this program here tonight. How many people are watching this program?
None. As a matter of fact, I'm getting requests for payment if I stop the show right now. But
really?
we're not going to do that.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna press on like true red-blooded Americans would do.
Which we are.
That's right. Karen wants to know, did the kids at school hang Todd America's underwear from the flagpole?
What is wrong with Karen? Is Karen is she having what? I just don't understand. Is she not really an American?
Look, we don't.
Why would they? First of all, Todd America is a commander, which means he goes commando. He doesn't wear underpants. So
before I throw up in my mouth, Karen, we don't have enough time to discuss what's wrong with Karen. All right, leave Karen alone.
Well, I hope she identifies as Karen. She's not really like some Bob liberal living in her parents' basement, is she?
Well, it might actually be Joe Biden. Who knows?
Yeah, that could be. Yes, I don't think Joe Biden knows who Joe Biden is, actually.
Joe Biden has no clue.
No, he doesn't know.
That's for sure. How about his loving wife, huh? What a bitch she is.
Well, she was also a young babysitter when he met her,
Yeah,
He was babysitting his children. And so he says, "Hey, honey, I think I'm going to sleep with our babysitter." And apparently she was okay with it because now he's married to the old woman.
Did he sniff her first?
I think he sniffed her several ways and places, actually. The next thing you know, the babysitter is his wife. I can't imagine that. Can you imagine that? Imagine if I had been married, but the only person I'm married to is America. But just pretend for a second I was, and I came home after dropping the babysitter off and said, "Hey, honey, I think I'm going to marry the babysitter." How do you think that would have gone over? Probably not well. But that's the corrupt world we live in now, and that's the American world that Joe Biden presides over. And how can you have a leader like that who's a bumbling idiot and sleeps with babysitters?
So I heard a rumor, and I would like to discuss it with you. I want you to talk to us about your favorite television show, The View.
Oh, that's not my favorite show. That's not my favorite show at all. By any means, I tell you, the only reason that show is on is just to see how fast. I think it's for people that have to regurgitate. Have you ever had something where you're like eating poison? I haven't, but I know if I had eaten poison and I had to get it up, I would watch The View because that makes me want to regurgitate.
Wow. It's
And
just
the
a pro.
people on that show. Oh, whatever. What do they call it? Whoopi? Whoopi? Yeah, Whoopi and Fanny. That's what Whoopi and Fanny should have their own show. It could be the Whoopi Fanny show.
They need one more person with the last name of Cushion.
Whoopi Fanny Cushion. Andy Barker, that was clever. And that
Hey.
means you're using your American brain.
You know, Tim Jones and Chris Harp show made a comment. It says this guy's
Yes.
got some interesting ideas. He'd probably
Yeah,
be a
you
good
know how I
guest
get
on our
back.
radio show. And you'd know that if you'd let me finish, but you know, whatever.
Andy
It's cool.
Barker, I'm going to let you finish with your comment.
I'm done. I figure you'll finish out the show for us. No, look at that. We got the Tim Jones and Chris Harp show from
Hello,
News Talk STL.
Chris Arps. Welcome to America's Tunnel. I'm Todd America, and I'm bringing patriotism and freedom back to America where it belongs. Because we lost it, but we can find it again. We just need to look hard and stop being wimps.
However, I have a sneaky suspicion that I know who's behind the comments on the Tim Jones and Chris Harp show, News Talk STL.
Well, who could that be?
I don't know. If I was guessing, man, even if I was a betting man, I'd take the odds to Vegas that it's probably Joey.
I think it's Bette Midler. Bette Midler is my nemesis. I don't know if you knew that, but she's been trying to dethrone me for I don't know how long. That woman, ever since what was that movie? Oh, where was she? The Rose or whatever it was, or The Wind Beneath My Sheets or whatever it was. She has been on my tail, and not in a good way, ever since those films. She wants to bring me down because she is not an American. She is Bette Midler, the communist, I believe. At least that's my thought.
Did you ever know that you're my hero?
Well, that's how she got to know me. She said she thought I was you. She started telling me that I was her hero. So you know me. I thought, well, if Todd America is your hero, sure, I'll meet with you. And the next thing you know, she starts singing Rose songs, and she's telling me what a horrible person I am, and her lip starts quivering. And I thought I was going to regurgitate, but I didn't. And so I watched The View until I did.
Oh, that's fascinating. Look, we've got more fans in the room. We've got the Colombo and Katie News Talk STL
Well, hello
folks
to them.
in the room. And they said that his friend Todd Showalter, being your friend,
Him again.
Todd Showalter has been on our show where we've heard good things about Todd America.
Yes, Todd America. You should hear good things about Todd America because Todd America is a good person. Not only that, he's a superhero, but he doesn't identify as one. Todd America stands for America, as should you. Because if you're not standing for America, you're not standing at all, and that means you're crippled.
Wow. I'm okay. Yeah. Power to the crippled people. Jesus Christ. What about midgets?
Oh,
Should we
no,
throw in
no.
midgets there too?
I'm sorry, midgets. Midgets are we calling them midgets or little people? We have this question all the time with Todd, the other Todd, but not me, that Todd. But I think we call them little people or midgets or dwarfs or trolls or something like that. I don't know what we call them. And there are none of them in the tunnel. There are none in the tunnel.
I find the term little people more offensive to me.
Well, you know, what would you do? What would you do? I mean, do you ever go up to someone that's like, say, 6 feet tall and say, hello there, big person? I don't.
Well, how tall are you?
Well, I'm as tall as I want to be. I'm tall in American pride. That's what I am. However you see me is as tall as I am. And when you don't see me, that's because you have your eyes shut or I'm nowhere to be found.
Oh, that's That's quite fascinating,
Yes,
actually.
it is. God
Wow.
bless America and God bless you when you sneeze.
So, Hachu, yeah, I find the term little people more offensive than midget. I mean,
Really,
I'm
do you?
borderline there anyway.
Is this something that you seek therapy for?
No, but if I was a midget, I would want to be called a midget, not a little person.
Sure, absolutely. I think we all would. I like being called a midget, even though I'm not one. But we can identify apparently as anything we want to be. I could
This
be a
is true.
humpback camel if I want to be. It doesn't matter. And you have to go along with it because that's the world that we live in.
Look at that. Mike Ferguson in the morning
Mike
joins us.
Ferguson's in the here now. Oh, hello, Mike Ferguson.
And he says, "Power to the crippled people." I guess that's not really a
Well,
controversial
they
thing to
tell you what.
say. Still sounds weird coming out of the mouth.
As long as they're pride, they have pride in America.
Pri
Okay. I
Listen, power to the crippled people, because some of them got them powered scooter chair thingies,
yes,
whatever.
and that was also a Kenny Chesney song.
Oh, was it really?
Yes, power to the crippled people.
Oh,
I
I
think it
must
was.
I
Or that
must have missed
kid,
that one.
Paul Novers in Branson. Have you ever been to Branson, Mandy Bucker?
I have been to Branson.
Well, that's quite an American pride place. They believe in America down there like they should. Now, they're all old geezers, and they're about ready to keel over and die. That means we, the rest of us who still have a breathing, pumping heart, not that you breathe out of your heart, you breathe out of your lungs, but those of us who can still breathe and see and walk and do other things that old people can't do, we need you to head down there and bring back that American pride for the younger people.
Oh, okay. Tell me how you really feel about that, because I'm not sure I know. Yeah,
I,
I don't sense any passion coming from you at all. None.
yes, I'm a 100% passionate when it comes to America. You should know that by now.
It's it's just crazy to me. It's earth shattering. Uh-oh.
Oh, are we dancing now, Andy Barker?
No. So that sound, that music indicates that it is time. Do you know what time it is? I'm gonna let you know since you don't. It's time for our segment of veterans helping veterans. So,
Okay, I like it.
organization we're going to highlight this evening. This is Operation Second Chance, and their mission, as you can see on the screen, is we're patriotic citizens committed to serving our wounded, injured, and ill veterans. We support veterans and their families by building relationships and identifying and supporting immediate needs and interests. We are dedicated to promoting public awareness of the many services made by our armed forces. And so, doing a little reading up on this, this was a lady that started this organization after she was friends with a law enforcement officer that was sent over to Iraq to help with their law enforcement peacekeeping mission. And as she kept contact with them, she lived close to Walter Reed National Medical Center. So she would go up there and visit the wounded and ill troops, and it just started steamrolling. And so now it's in a nonprofit organization. They help out with wounded veterans, and check them out. Please support them if you can. They're a wonderful organization.
That almost made me cry.
Well, I didn't think Todd America had emotions like that.
Well, he does. He does. When it comes to veterans, Todd America has a lot of pride and a sentimentality for them. And you did a
Well,
wonderful job, Andy Barker. I commend you on that.
well, I greatly appreciate it, sir.
That's why I didn't talk, but now I am talking. Are you
It's
done with your? Are you done now? Should I go
yes.
back to talking?
Well, sure. Why not?
No, I don't
I
have.
I didn't know if it was possible for you to not talk. Do you
No,
talk
well,
in your sleep?
well, I don't sleep, Andy Barker. I'm
Oh,
always 24 hours a day, 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, up and about, taking care of America, making sure that America is safe. Because if I don't, who in the heck is going to?
that's good point. Good point. Our military, maybe. I don't know, our first
The
responders, but
military has gone very woke, and I don't really understand that. When you're more concerned about what type of fingernail polish you're going to wear than the type of ammunition you have in your gun, I think we have a problem.
as much as it pains me to admit it, I agree with you 100%.
Well, you're right. Yeah.
It's definitely not the military that I joined. That's for
Oh,
sure.
well, Andy Barker, this isn't the America I appeared into also. When I first appeared on the American planet, as you want to call it, it wasn't like this. It was full of red, white, and blue and patriotic spirit. And that's why I had to come out and decide that I have to do something. It used to be I was getting cats out of trees and saving, like Jim McMahon getting his thumb out of the potato peeler. But
Now,
no,
Bears,
Much bigger deal now. Much bigger deal.
You're a much bigger deal?
No, the whole problems that we have now are a much bigger deal, but it takes a bigger superhero to fight those types of things.
Oh. Yeah, well, that's a good point. What are your thoughts on the upcoming election? And before you go, I'm going to give you my thoughts. I feel that there is no way in hell Trump will get back into office,
And tell me why.
regardless if he wins the election or not.
And tell me why you feel that way, Andy Barker.
Well, because the powers that be are going to do everything that they can by hook or by crook to keep him out of office.
Are we going to stand for that? Are we going to allow that to happen? Because that's just it. You've already given up. You've already laid down your sword. You said there's no way, but I say there is a way because we can all stand up. I saw it wasn't a Venn diagram one day. It was like a picture one time, but it was like this shark. But all these little fish were together and they were bigger than the shark. And the shark was afraid because all the little fish were going to eat the shark. Does that make any sense whatsoever? Well, anyway, We're not little fish, but we do have to all come together and stop being wusses. And I'm just going to say it. You've got to speak up. You've got to say, I'm not going to take this anymore. And when we all come together and say enough is enough, maybe then they will listen. But as long as we say there's no way we're ever going to win, there's no way we're ever going to go ahead, well, then we've defeated ourselves. We can't do that. We have to stand up, be proud, be American, and say, we're not taking it. We're going to get it done our way.
Wow. That's pretty profound. Did you think of that all? No, don't answer that question. I don't want to know the answer.
Yes.
So my thoughts is that everybody's talking about a potential civil war, this, that, the other. I think we're already in a civil war. It's
I
just
think we are too.
Non-shooting civil war. And I'm afraid of it turning into a shooting civil war, which I hope and I pray that it never happens.
Well, let me explain what's going on, Andy Barker. We're being divided on purpose. You do understand that, don't you?
Of course.
We have the media that lies to us. And they try, I think deep down, we all want to get along. We're all Americans. But what they do, the Democrats and the media work together to divide us. Because when they divide us, they can control us. Have you ever heard the saying, united we stand, divided we fall? I love that quote. And it's an American patriotic quote. But a few of us don't remember it anymore. And that's what they're doing us. They're doing to us. They're dividing us on purpose. And when they divide us, we can't be united and conquer. We need to come over this, and we have to understand that they are manipulating our brains and say, we're not going to be divided. We're going to be united, and we're going to take this country back.
Hey, you're a poet and didn't know it.
Yes, I know that.
Karen says Trump will get back in office. I think he's an arrogant ass, but he had this country rolling along in every way, including no wars going on. Yes, that is true, and that's exactly why they will not let him back into office. He'll either be thrown in jail, God forbid something happens to him. Political assassination is, if they're going to go after him through our legal system, they would surely, and I know, don't call you Shirley, go after him in other ways.
That's why you have to stand up. That's why you have to do something. How can I make this any more clear without a magnifying glass? I really don't know how I can, because it is so obvious what needs to be done. But the thing is, I keep bringing it up over and over and over again until I'm red, white, and blue in the face. And the thing is, people are just being so passive. So passive. And here's the reason why, in my Todd America opinion, they aren't feeling the pain yet. They just go about their merry way and they think, oh, this hasn't affected me, so it can't be that big of a deal. But sooner or later, it is going to affect you. And then it's going to be too late. And for those that it is affecting already, can't you show your American pride and reach out to your fellow brother, American brother, and stand up for them? Are you going to let them take your country away? I don't think that you can. I know I can. That's why I need you on board with me, Todd America. And together, not only will we save America, we'll eat riblets together on my behalf.
So are we looking at Todd America 2028?
Well, we may be looking at Todd America next Tuesday for all I care. Something has to happen here. Something needs to happen. And someone has to stand up and be brave and say what needs to be said and wake up all these passive wusses.
Well, what about getting canceled?
Canceled is, have you ever noticed that if a loser is a loser, the only way they can win is by keeping the other person quiet or making them hide, okay? Or putting them in another box. They don't want to have to challenge the real champion. I look at canceling as loser fuel, okay? I don't I will not be canceled. You cannot cancel Todd America. You can't cancel America. And the thing is, anybody that says I'm afraid of being canceled is already lost to like the weenie wimp. Okay, is that really what a weenie wimp that probably is named Chaz, lives in his parents' basement, and is a liberal is going to cancel you? Wait, he's going to cancel me. Oh, why don't you go out there and show who the real man and woman you are? Show that you're American. Show that you have real spirit. Put Chaz in, just bitch slap the little Chaz and say you're not going to cancel me. You can only be canceled. You can only be canceled if you allow yourself to be canceled.
That's correct. That is correct. Well, Todd America, we're at the end of our show. I want to thank you so much for coming on and talking and talking some more.
I talked some more too after that. I did.
But but anyway, it was great to get kind of sort of to know you a little bit. Although I still know nothing about you other than
I'm a mystery, Andy Barker. Todd America is a mystery, but not America. America should be known very well to all of us by now because it's where we live. It's what we stand for. Because America is not a place. It's an idea. It's a passion. And we need to bring that back. We cannot let it die. Would you let your puppy die? I wouldn't let my puppy die, even though I don't have a puppy. Although I do watch some people's dogs every once in a while. But we cannot let America die. We have got to stand up and nurture it. We got to bring it back. And we cannot let these little wimps that are out there trying to destroy America and scream like a little kid in a shopping basket take it away. Stand up. Be strong. Be American, damn it.
Wow. Where's my patriotic music when I need it?
On you.
Wow. I needed something patriotic and I had nothing. So I failed. But anyway, hey, stick around. Don't go anywhere. We're going to close out the show and then we'll get I get the real Todd America facts afterwards. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for participating in the room and see you guys next week.
God bless you and God bless you.